Hello. Like always, we're doing another add-on review, and this time we are doing the spells add-on. And before I get into everything on here, just two things. One, um, this is kind of an expensive add-on. I think it's like $6 for for this add-on. And don't get me wrong, it's not a small add-on. It does have a lot that you can use, and like it is a very fun and useful add-on. And honestly, for how much it has been better than some of the other $6 add-ons I have had, because even though it's a bit smaller, there's not a lot of errors. Like everything works pretty well for how it's. I thought I killed all of you. Everything works how it should, because it's smaller, so they could, update more specific thing than bigger ones that you can't. Another thing is, this is a if you're not going to be combining this add-on with other add-ons, I would suggest not to get it, only for the reason that it is a grind to get this stuff. Because first, you need to build a wand. You build a wand by making magic dust. Magic dust is a mix between two redstone and two amethyst shards, and you get two magic dust. You need a lot of magic dust, because every wand, there's a lot of different varieties. None of the wands do anything different. They're all cosmetic. But so it takes, I think it's like four. You needed, okay, let me go in here so I can show this. So there's these new things that are magic logs, and I'm not realizing that these two pulsate. Actually, I didn't notice this. Huh. So that's actually, that could be a cool building block if you want to do that. And of course, it's raining. Um, But so you need to make magic wood to make a magic wand. The magic wood, I think it's four of the dust around one block of whatever kind. So you need to do that twice. And then it takes another two to make a wand. Then it takes one and some other materials to make a learning book. Then from a learning book, you need to make this, which is how you enchant everything. And this is a everything revolves around the magic dust. And if you have ways to find amethyst easier than I'd ever do, then good. You'd be perfect then. I can never find amethyst. Like it is really challenging for me to find amethyst for some reason. So that's my only concern, is that the amethyst is hard to find, and you need so much of it that if you're not like doing this out on with other ones, I feel like it could be challenging. But so I'm gonna show off the wands, and then I'm gonna show off the abilities. And you can see some of there's only these new logs, and it seems, oh no, they seem to all pulsate. I want to grab all of these actually real quick, since I'm now just noticing this. Um, so a couple new building blocks, as you can see, if you are a builder and like things. Yeah, so they all move a little. That's a lot better than I thought. I can't tell if that one moves. Which one is this? That's what I thought. Okay. But yeah, so for the first one, you have oak, and these do have 3D models in your hand, not on the ground. On the ground, they go back to the 2D model. But I do like the 3D models on all of these. Birch, personally my favorite wand. Very nice, very simplistic. White tip, black handle. Um, Arcanian, again, kind of simplistic, kind of just recolor of the oak. This is the dark oak. You have this thicker one, smaller wand tip, thicker base. Cherry blossom, kind of just a pink version of the birch one. I think it's a little bit thinner in size, but again, basically the same. Jungle, which kind of looks like a bamboo sapling, in my opinion. I do like it though, but it is weird though that the jungle one looks like that when there is a bamboo one. But I guess the bamboo one does look like actual bamboo and not just the sapling. Um, it's turning night on me. I really need to get a thing to stop that. This is the mangrove one. I really like this one, but the blue biome in the Nether, I can never remember the name of it. It has a similar design to this, which I think is a little bit better. Spruce got some twigs on it. It's a bit more of a natural style one if you're more of a naturalist. Pale oak. This is the newest wand. I do like the spiky bits on it. It makes me like it, but I still prefer my birch one because it has the different colored handle. And then these are the nether ones, the warped. So see, it's very close to the mangrove one, but it has the blue and it has a little bit more feather or like leafage on it, which I do enjoy. And then the crimson, which just looks sick. I love this wand. If it wasn't for the factor that it's like you can get most of the other ones pretty early on, and this one you would have to go to the nether for. I would honestly probably use this one more. I do also wish that like the red would like animate. Like I wish some of these wands were animated, where like the leaves would sway, or like the pixels would move, or this would like have an aura around it. I think it'd look nice. I'm gonna go grab my wand, start demonstrating these spells, and I would demonstrate these spells in a way to like correlate. Because you have to make all the spells. So what you would have to do is you have to make one of these, a blank tome, and then you combine it with 2 ingredients and 2 magic powder to make any of these ones. Um, and I would do them in order, but it really kind of depends on where you spawn, what you spawn near, if there's woodland mansions, if there's like, it really just kind of depends on what you're around. So I'm just going to do it in the order that it shows on here. That's hmm. I'm gonna try to fix that real quick because I don't know. I don't know if that would have messed up the audio or something. But so Spark is your very first spell. You don't need anything for that. You get that the second you get this table and you can equip it. Um, I have noticed that with Spark, as you can see, I have 2 eggs for once. Spark works on everything, but like even with this guy, it does seem to not hit the target every time. Sometimes it'll go through. With pillagers, it was doing it with me a lot. Now it's actually hitting them, which is good. But with pillagers and with skeletons, Spark would sometimes not hit the target. I'm pretty sure Spark can also pierce. I think you just gotta angle it right. Maybe it's well, that one just went through him. I don't know. I might be thinking of Arcane. Um, there's explosion. This is really good for crowd control. You place it, it takes a second, and then it blows up. I don't know if there's like a damage drop off from the center. I'm assuming there would be. So if a mob is closer to the center, they're going to take more damage than if they were on the outskirts of it. Still a good spell for if you're dealing with some crowd control type of situations. Push. This is basically the force. You just throw things. A thing I did notice while playing on my world with this is if you are not on the same Y level as the entity you're trying to push, like if I break this and it will not work. And it's the same thing upwards if I am one above him and do it, it will not work. You have to be on the Y level of the entity for it to push him. Doesn't deal good damage, but it is good at pushing people away if you need a second. Growth, really, really good. Honestly, one of my favorite spells. This is the same thing though, that if you're not on the same Y level, it's not going to work. But it is very, very useful. It doesn't grow everything immediately. It grows it in parts, but I honestly kind of like that. And as you can see, it has a decent radius. I haven't checked like the full thing of the radius. Actually, I could actually real quick. Oh, that doesn't work like that. I need a seed. Because I can just grab. Oh. I'm going to do about this one. Do it from the water source. So it seems to have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 block radius. I don't know if that's circular. I'm assuming that's like in a square. So you can build out 4 blocks and in every direction and then connect it, and you should be able to do everything in one click. I think that's how that would work. I would have to, yeah. You get the point though. It's very useful, very, very useful. Another thing that is with these is if you have multiple wands, I'll show it in a second actually, just to make it easier because trying to explain stuff sometimes doesn't correlate well. Poison. So if I grab a new wand, it's not gonna have anything, and you can re-equip. Oh, whoops. What's the? Ah, okay, they did change this. Okay, when I was first looking into this, you couldn't do that. It used to be that you would have your 4 on this one, and then if you switch to it, it would still have the same 4. But actually, so if you wanted to have specific wands for like specific things, like if you wanted some of the Nether wand for some of the fire spells, or like one of the natural wands for growth and like stuff like that, you could make different wands for different things. So attack wand, defense wand, so on and so forth. Water, kind of really simplistic. You shoot a block of water out. Just warning, I did try several times to like water bucket clutch with this. It never worked for me. Though the water, like the shootout of this is not quick enough to actually prevent fall damage if you're falling. Fire, again, kind of simplistic. You shoot it out, causes fire on the ground. It will go away. It's not like it spawns another war or anything, but it is just good if you want to, deal with cattle, deal with some swarms, deal with something chasing you. It's good. Light. This is one I actually found really interesting. Really, really, really interesting. Because if we go to midnight here, ooh, that is dark. These new shaders are interesting. Not time. I won't let clear weather. So if you activate this, it gives you a dynamic light, but one thing that is really cool, which of course it's not doing now, I can't tell if it's a glitch when it happens, but sometimes when you use the light spell, it will trail. Wherever you go, the light will stay there like you've placed torches. Sometimes it works, other times it doesn't. And I don't know what's up with that. It might be a bug that is just really cool. Because yeah, it's seeming to not work here. So what's happened in my game is I'd use it, and then anywhere I'd walk, it would keep this dynamic light where you could see perfectly fine behind you. It was just in front of you. It does seem to not be working now, though, so I don't know what is up with that. So it might have been a bug that just happens to be very useful. So that comes and goes. Poison spell cannot be used against undead, can be used on anything else, and it is, it's poison. It's pretty simplistic. It just puts poison on the entity that you hit. It is not an area of effect attack, but as you can see, it is strong poison. It's not like it's light. Okay, let me... I was gonna save those, but if they're letting zombies and stuff stay alive, let me not. Oh, whoops. So next we have healing. They really annoyed me with the levitating spell, because I've seen a lot of different magic add-ons where levitation gave you levitation, like the Skulker things, but it doesn't work like that here. Healing, simplistic, gives you regeneration. You cannot use it to like hurt skeletons or anything. It is just healing for you, but it is good. You have you have regeneration 5, so it's good. Levitation. So if you shoot this at the ground, you will not fly. You have to shoot this at an entity, and it has to actually hit. You can't. Oh, come on. There we go. And see, and then it'll send them up, and it slams them down a lot harder than it should. You'll see, he'll go from there to immediately, yeah. So it does actually add more damage than it should, which is a nice touch, honestly. because it does make the spell useful for even being not being able to use on yourself. I put shield twice. I did not mean to do that. Um, Shield is an interesting one. The way they worked it is it makes sense for Minecraft. So how it works is you summon it. You can switch to another spell if you want while it's summoned. It'll stay put. Um, the thing with shield though is that it doesn't work how it should. It doesn't work like a shield. If a skeleton is shooting at you, it's not going to bounce off. If you can see on the right, it just gives you resistance 4, or that's resistance 6. It gives you just resistance 6, so you're still going to be getting attacked, but you're going to be bulletproof. You're not actually going to take damage from it, but don't expect things to like bounce off of the shield or anything. It doesn't work like that. It might work with spells. In the world that I was playing solo, so I wouldn't know. But yeah, fog is just lag your game out. It is a smoke bomb basically, so it's kind of only good for like PvP. But as you can see, the second I go anywhere in it, my frames just drop. So if you want to mess with your friends, smoke out like an area and then sneak up on them or something, smoke out their house. You can just be careful for frames because if you're not on a PS5 or a good console and you're using shaders and stuff, it can definitely mess up your stuff. Um, got some more spells. Honestly, and as you can see, like these are some of these spells are kind of just interesting, but I have not seen. I love the animations, I love the sounds, and with a lot of the add-ons that I've had, I have not seen a lot of these type of spells. Uh, Ice. Okay, so ice. Honestly, I find is kind of useless. Oh, I missed. With the new Happy Gas, it's a little bit better because it allows you to spawn snow even if you're not in a snow biome, but you need snow to make it, so it's like, eh. It puts like a slowless like 5 on whatever entity you hit with it. Doesn't deal a lot of damage, just does the slowness and does the snow effect. Honestly, just use stun. Stun is a little bit more expensive. You need 1 chain and 1 cobweb, so you need a silk touch, but it does stop the character in its tracks. It cannot move. I could probably slow this better off with a slime. See, even him trying to jump, he is stuck. So I would suggest if you're trying to like make builds with these or something, stun spell and explosion spell work really well. The drying spell is an interesting one. I have not personally had any like reason to use it, but I mean like if you're maybe doing if you're trying to do like a water temple, it could possibly be useful for removing water instead of having to like place blocks and stuff with the mining fatigue. So it could probably be useful for that. But you just go to any water, click it, and as you can see, it will just get rid of the water. It's really simple. It could probably also be useful when like cave diving. And as you can see, just in 2 shots, I was able to take out a what was this 5? 1, 2, yeah, the 25 block thing that was 3 deep wide. So again, useful. I never had a reason to use it personally. Music. This is just for anyone who likes cosmetic-y stuff. I hope this music isn't copyrighted by something because I would have no fucking clue. But yeah, so it's the same tune every time, but if you just want to have it for like, I don't know, when you complete a boss battle or something, just something nonsensy like that. Again, it's just a nice touch. I don't see a lot of music related items in a lot of add-ons, so it is a nice touch. I did slow fall. Ba-dum-bum-bum, ba-dum-bum-bum. Weather. Okay. And I honestly I don't even know if I should have even equipped this spell. I had to go watch another YouTuber to try to figure out if this spell does anything, and he was confused. This is revealing. This is simple. Gives you markers. Skull for enemies. Bunny for passive to get the low green bunnies, and then you have the white skull. It also gives you night vision for a couple seconds. Um, Useful. I do like it. It's good for finding spawners and like things like that. Slow falling. I would suggest just using the leap spell that I'll get into probably in the next batch, because with this you have to time it because it runs out very quickly. So if you're jumping off of something high, you have to time it right before you hit the ground, or you're still going to take as much damage because trying to do it all the way up here, you're going to run out before you're anywhere near the ground. Weather, kind of self-explanatory. Love the animation on this one, but it just turns the weather to rain, and then it'll turn it back to day, but I'm going to get into this one. So this is Transform. I had to literally look up how this spell works, and I still have no idea how it works. The guy didn't know how it works. It doesn't seem to be an active spell at the moment, because I can probably go back to weather now. Yeah. As you can see, it'll deal damage sometimes, but it's supposed to change the entity. I think the exact text is supposed to change the entity into a different variant. Music, slow, transform, effect, transform. Transforms a mob into another mob of the same family using a dropped item. I don't understand what it even means by that. Like, what if I have something like this? Will it? No. That's what I mean. I don't know how it is supposed to work. Give me your bacon. Give me your spawning. Then give me your bacon. So if I now spawn in a pig and I have... That's what I mean. I don't know how it works. The guy couldn't figure it out either. Experiment it. If you get it, if you figure it out, honestly, please drop a comment because I would love to know how the hell that's supposed to work. So what we got next? What we got next? So we got lightning. Love this spell. Honestly, great spell because you can also use it as a trash can. So you can just throw stuff on the ground, use the lightning spell, and it will just delete it like lightning does. Black hole. And then leap, the one that I was talking about. Let me also set the day. So lightning. Again, simplistic. Shoot it out. Does a lightning strike. Can kill. Did I cook that? And again, if you want to use it as a trash can, works perfectly. Does have a chance of starting fire though, so just be careful of that. Yeah, see. Oh, I forgot that can happen. Color changing. That's why we got the wool over here. Again, never had a use for this, but I guess if you would rather just randomize colors, see what you can get out of them. As you can see, it is just literally random. So I guess if you want to just have a shit ton of white sheep, you could just place a bunch of this stuff down and just click it and get whatever color you. Well, not that you want because it's random, but you could keep doing it until you do. Black hole is honestly a dangerous one because even though it works in groups, if you get too close, it'll pull you into, and even in creative, you can't get out of it. Has a really slow cooldown, doesn't really deal a lot of damage though, so you'd probably want to use this with like explosion, or again, one of those things that are closer range, lightning, explosion, something along the lines of that, but just don't get too close to it. Leap was the better slow falling because how it works is that you jump, you click it, and it gives you a little boost. Plus, it gives you a much longer slow falling. So jump, click, gives you a little boost, and then gives you slow falling too for definitely a much longer time. So if I was all the way up here and I jumped and I use it, it actually brings me down. Does that? It's directional. Oh, that's busted. Okay, so I didn't actually never realize that it was directional. I just assumed it worked as a double jump. So yeah, so you could just straight up jump over whatever, depending on where you're looking. Or again, if you're up really high, you can jump down. That's actually much more useful than I thought it was. I should actually use that in my world now. And then we have... I feel like I missed some, because last time I did this, I had... These were my last ones that I had to do. We did spark, explosion, push, grow, water, fire, lightning, ice stone, I guess we did get all of them. Ah, nice. That went quicker than I thought. Um, Magic Whip is probably going to be one of the first spells you can honestly get. It was like the second one I got. Actually no, it was the first because Spark comes with it. Honestly, for how it is, I wouldn't suggest it. It pulls the target towards you and it's supposed to deal a mass amount of damage, but for the cooldown that it has, I feel like the damage is not worth it because it has a 5-second cooldown, and for what it is, and again, sometimes it just won't hit. I would say just use something more like lightning or explosion. Again, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Arcane Beam, though, one of the ones that again you can get earlier on. You just need a potion stand, so make sure you have a potion stand because you need a tipped arrow. It does not specify what type of tipped arrow, so I think it can literally be any type of tipped arrow. And then you just need some glowstone, and you can make this. So it's really cheap for how powerful it is because this is just the upgraded version of Spark. It does lag your game out a little bit, but as you can see, it's just a beam. Um, it definitely has further reach than Spark as well. And as you can see, I'm trying to hit multiple targets, but if you let me get an iron golem out here so I can actually show like damage because everything dies almost instantly with this thing. So if I actually prioritize a target, yeah, you can see how messed up that made him. And I also couldn't see for half of that. You might want to use some of these like spells in third person just because it might be a little bit easier to see where you're aiming. Yeah, you can see it does a lot of damage for a singular target. I should turn on one of my other mods that gives health bars and stuff for some of these tests. But it is one of my favorite spells. It's very fun. You just gotta watch out for the lag. Um, but yeah, so that's it. Again, my warnings at the beginning about how this add-on is very expensive and in both resources and in actual money. But I do love it. It has been one of my favorite Magic. No, and actually, it probably is my favorite Magic add-on that I've ever gotten because I've gotten a handful of them, and this one definitely does the Magic very, very well. Um, I think that's everything. I'm I got recently Better on Bedrock and the anime the anime like weapon add-on. I think I'm gonna do a live stream of Better on Bedrock just because I think that'd be easier because Better on Bedrock is such a huge add-on that I trying to do it in a video, it'd be like a 3 hour long video. Um so just do it as a live stream. People can join if they want. And with the anime one, I'm still looking into it. So far from what I've gotten from it though, is if anyone has watched my RPG add-on one, it's made by the same people, and it kind of has some of the same problems where sometimes weapons the animations won't work or like they won't attack or the ultimates won't go off. It has some issues. It might be a lag thing. It might be, my PS5 is not meant for it. It's meant for PC. There could be a lot of issues with it, but I'll get into that once I do that video. But so yeah, so that's it for today, and I hope this helps. And if you guys want me to look at any specific add-ons, leave a comment. If you want to subscribe, be much appreciated. And yeah, have a good day.